Let's first talk about the Austin Staats situation. Okay. Um, Yesterday, Adam Levy and IL Indoor did reports, and the NLL confirmed that Austin Staats has been reinstated to the National Lacrosse League. Now, this is a difficult subject to talk about. I will do my best to tell you my feelings and the reality of things, in my opinion. Last time on the field that we saw Austin Staats, I was talking about him being not happy with the way that he went after a defenseless Albany player. The video of that is disturbing, considering it happened in the confines of a playing field. I get the sport has fights, but that one felt queasy to watch. Then he got the legal issues, and this time it involved assault of a woman, allegedly. I remember last year, I was one of the first to report from the lacrosse media world that this was happening, and then others did get a hold of more information. We saw a screenshot of the article talking about the charges and stuff. And we had not heard much until the Seals, I believe back in August, they offered him a qualifying offer plus, I believe is the terminology. Now, I want to first say, I'm sure he's gotten some, but I hope he continues to get mental help. I do want to say that I know way too much about this situation, more than even what the articles say. And I know it's a very awful situation with the legality stuff. We know the NLL, in part of their statement to IL Indoor, was saying something along the lines of, based on the evidence they had, etc. But I will say that if he does play again, I will analyze and evaluate accordingly again on the field. Because I'm not an officer in the moral police department. And quite frankly, none of us are. I know even a player who I will not name, I know you can see it on Twitter, it's open, but there's a player, I'm sure other players might do it, from the NLL that calls it embarrassing. I think if you were a player in the National Lacrosse League, I'm not sure if that's the route you want to take, because I know from the PA side of things, the NLPA might not want that out there, especially from one of their young stars. Again, I am not of the moral police department because this is a sports show. I am not a judge of law, and nor am I perfect. Again, I do not like talking about it, the off the field stuff. I think when media members, and shout out to you if you do, I don't think it's right when sports media members try to play the moral police game. I think if we are sports reporters and or analysts, I think we should leave it at that. If you dabble in law, good for you. I'm not in this thing, which is, again, like I know a lot of people think I am. I'm not in this thing for clicks. And even though, technically speaking, being in sports media, you do want clicks, I'm not going to play the good guy, bad guy thing because, again, nobody's perfect. I also know that people who deal with addiction, and again, it's not an excuse for what he did, but people who deal with stuff like that are way more than demons than a lot of people deal with, they need help. And so, again, I'm going to keep this on the field. We know that when Austin Staats is healthy, not to diminish anything he's done or anyone he's hurt, we know he's a 100-point scorer in the National Lacrosse League. So again, if the Seals do plan on keeping him, or however the qualifying offer stuff works for another team, I will evaluate accordingly, and we will take the facts as they come. But for now, none of us, as far as I know, watching the show, or even on the show, were in that courtroom We're in the investigation process. So again, for the last time, I'm going to leave it alone. Again, if he plays, I will evaluate accordingly. But I will not use this moment to suddenly talk about the San Diego Seals and what I think their preview is. I'm also not going to use this moment to say, oh, well, what team would he be good for, like playing for right now? Because I understand the PR of things, and I understand that right now it's not appropriate. There's a lot of people who are not very happy about this. And again, it's uncomfortable. So I will let time pass and reevaluate when we hear more about if he goes to an active roster. At that point, again, I will keep it on the field. But that is my takeaway. I appreciate people who ask for my opinion. I appreciate the people that recently and even last year helped me gather what was going on. But again, because it's so sensitive right now, I'm going to wait until he's added to an active roster, and then I'll react accordingly. But this is a sports show in the end, and that's what it's going to continue to be. But Austin Staats, the reality of things right now is he has been reinstated to the National Lacrosse League. We will see how this unfolds.